you're not late, Jonathan. Good morning, by the way. Hi, Kathy. Behaving. Samara, I put the link in the chat. Samara and Life Rewinded coming up. We're going to talk about the consequences of internet stalking because there is a precedent set this week. Hey, Life is a Gem. Love you, girl. So the link is in the chat. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Having a hard time here pinning it. Okay, I'm going to pin it at the top of top of the chat, and we can talk about it. Yeah, Jonathan. No, you're not late. I'm late, actually. I was late. I got up a little late, took a shower. There you go. Hey, lady.
Good morning.
Good morning. Is Life Rewind, is she coming up?
Yeah, she should be around when she comes around.
Okay.
She comes around the corner. We'll send her up.
I pinned the link at the top of the chat. And do you want to give a little backstory about these ladies?
Yes, I will. Thank you, Kathy B. That was nice. Yes, I do. Misbehaving.
I know a lot of people.
Because she watched it too. She may not have gotten to the verdict part, but I did a little bit more than just watching. It was in 3 parts, including the verdict, and it was painfully obvious that Lana didn't know what she was in for. Well, you haven't left the bed yet?
What type of things was this lady doing? Like, what type of things was she doing on the internet?
Well,
that got her in trouble.
That's why I wanted
okay.
Life Rewinded to be here for
Life
that.
Rewinded, she's here.
Oh, good.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
So you guys are going to have to do, I'm going to mute and let you guys do the talking.
You don't have to mute, Carla.
Yeah, you don't have to mute. Is my audio bad?
No,
it sounds good to me.
I hear scratching, that's why. I don't know if it's me.
No.
I heard a little bit. Well, my cat's over there scratching.
All right. I don't,
I don't think that's the kind of... Yeah, Juliet.
No, I hear you.
Well,
I was just listening to the verdict again, and like I didn't know.
We're off to a great start. Okay. Yes, Lana is okay. She's the one who started the non-for-profit Fight for a Family. She's also the one who everybody knows her as the one who made the Shanann Watts videos, where she was mocking Shanann and, calling her Shazam and using her, kids in videos just to be funny. It didn't come off funny. A lot of people were offended and mad. So that's how I heard about her.
Hi,
morning, Uncle Nancy. Go ahead, Life Rewinded.
I also came across a clip. Like when you're searching, like, because I was listening to this, or anything that pertained to either one of them would come up. Mm-hmm. And last night I found a clip popped in, and I don't even know how I could say this, but it was a clip channel of her talking that when she does go to see Chris Watts, she hopes that they give him a bathroom pass because she's going to give him the best BJ
Ew.
of his life.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
And
Lord.
then, not done yet, not done yet. Even though she don't know how, and then gonna let him stick it in her boobs and titty.
Oh
Blah, blah, blah.
my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that gives you an
She
idea
is
who
so
Lana
filthy.
is. She's very filthy.
She's
She's
so
extremely
filthy.
sexual. She's extremely inappropriate.
Yeah.
Beyond.
Picture if people thought Fod was aggressive, like Fod times 90.
Oh
Yeah.
my word.
And I never thought Fod was aggressive, just for the record.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
Um.
anyway, I don't know who got a chance to listen to it because it is 9 hours. But I just want to say, maybe you could answer this because I can't. I don't know the history of these people.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know what happened to have this girl call. She did originally ask for a restraining order.
Mhm. In
Um,
January.
but you know what was confusing to me, and I thought maybe you could answer this because I think I seen it while watching Natasha's. Lana was online live and she got served, and it was like in the middle of the night. It sounded
Yes.
like this SWAT team was coming in. That I thought was very wrong.
Yeah,
That
I
part.
agree with you on that. That was very traumatizing for her
The
son.
way she was served was terror. Oh my God. I
Yeah.
thought the SWAT team was going to kick the door down.
Mhm.
And that is the way she was served, right?
Yeah, that was the way. I don't know if she received those papers that day or what happened, but it was scary because I
But
heard it
that's who
after
was
the fact.
knocking on the door, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was to serve her
Mm.
with those papers because it was in January
So
that I
just for the
believe.
record, I have no yeah, I have no background as to who's right or who's wrong or anything about this girl unmasked. I don't even want to say a regular name. I just listened to this court case, which I found to be, first of all, she's the defendant and she represents herself. So what did you think, Smart?
I thought she did a horrible job. Um, she didn't heed any of the.
What did you think about the judge? Let's start out there.
Okay, the judge. I think she was patient with her in
What
the
did you think about
beginning,
the
but
judge? Yeah.
yeah, I think she was a patient. Like I think her patience, actually, to be honest with you, I think her patience were already a little worn out to begin with because Lana tried to give her something after the fact. Um, what?
I know what you're
Uh,
talking about. When
yeah,
she kept trying to rewrite this question, right? And just so you guys know, the judge offered to help her, you know, kind of said to her in the beginning, I really think you should get yourself, like, even if it's, funded through the state, like, and she was like, no, like, so the judge said she would help her anyway. She was really sweet. I
yeah.
thought she kind of, it was hard for her to understand YouTube world, but I think she kind of got it, and where I can stick up for Lana, I don't think anybody can get it unless you're in it with us.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying. Um, I think that the judge was saying that she also wanted these two women to work out their problems and not get to this point, but it obviously had gotten to this point. It wasn't going to be worked out because Lana oversteps her bounds all the time, and to the point that um,
She
Unmasked
already
wasn't
did.
even
She broke
uploaded.
it.
Yeah, I heard twice. Did she break it twice?
Well,
This
she broke
last
it
one?
the first time, but yeah, she broke it. They played the audio, and the next night she played it, but she wasn't allowed to play it. That's the one thing that confused me. Like, how did they get the audio? Why could they play it and not her?
I don't know.
What kind of things was she
I
doing?
guess because she had the restraining order. I don't know.
I don't know. What kind of things was she doing? Like rewinded, like that caused
To this lady?
Unmasked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that got her to the point that she was scared, and Lana
Well,
wouldn't
she
quit.
makes. I'm not really sure what she was doing, but I did see in that same clip channel,
Hmm.
which is the same girl that had the trial. If you look through, there's a lot of clips of the way she threatens her and her husband's job.
Her
This
husband's job,
girl
that
that
was one.
Mhm.
the girl that the channel is that we're giving you, I gave you the links. She drove down. I
Aunt
believe her and
Lala.
another YouTuber drove down 10 hours. Yeah,
Wow.
10 hours to go
Yes.
watch this court thing, and
Yeah,
because
and
she
then
was also being threatened by her, and the threat,
Didn't
yes. Go ahead.
her threats. She has a
sorry.
few clips where you could see Lana threaten Lala on her channel, and they're only about 30 or 40 seconds long. So when you're looking at this case, if you guys ever want to listen to it, just take a look at the type of threats she was getting by Lana.
Did
I
she,
did
And I would
listen to the trial.
imagine that was.
why didn't YouTube do anything to her channel? Like if she was threatening her.
I don't know. I
I'm
don't know if
not
I could.
sure.
Close her
I don't think
channel.
she took that route.
I'm not sure either. I just know that Unmasked stopped. Like her, I think her last video upload was December. I'm not she because that was somebody who was active on her channel, but then it was getting to the point that she was in fear for her life. Um, yeah, and the whole thing with her husband, I thought like she really crossed every line by putting out videos. Um, I think she put her husband's face out there and put out just
Yeah,
private
well, the best
information.
part,
Go ahead.
the best part of the whole trial is the beginning part in early on. Now, okay, do you guys know Crafton and Barnes?
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, a little bit of history that I know is just that Crafton met his girlfriend now who they live together and they have a channel together.
Hmm.
And they go online together. They're the What Island 2 group and they are against Natasha.
Hmm.
So Lana reached out to Crafton's ex-girlfriend. That's who was going to serve unmasked husband and child papers, but it was less than 48 hours of the court date because they were already in Colorado. The trial took place in Colorado.
Okay. Yeah.
So she wanted to serve the girl's husband and child. So she supposedly paid two other YouTubers to go and serve these papers. And um, they supposedly stalked the house and was circling around. And when the husband seen him, he he was outside with his garage open, and he went inside and shut the door. And they left the paper on the door, the subpoena, right?
Hmm.
So now, in the beginning of this trial, they start out with these two, and
Yeah.
since they're now witnesses, they can't sit in the courtroom, so the judge makes them leave, but tells them, don't go anywhere because you guys are going to be witnesses and you're going to get called to stand.
Yep.
So the prosecutor wants to call them to the stand. Well, push comes to shove, after all the hoopla going on with the two women in the court case, they call each woman in separately, and they both lied on the stand
Yes.
right to the judge's face.
Yes.
Both of them, they lied through their teeth. And Lana did nothing to help them. She threw them right under the bus. Meanwhile, they were doing her a favor.
Hmm.
And now they might be facing criminal charges all over a YouTuber that they just met that day or 2 days
Yes.
before.
Yep. Well, and I like to say too that how Unmasked and Lana got hooked up in the first place is over Chris Watts. Again,
Right.
that's because Lana is doing the fight for her family. And I don't know if it was Lana who reached out to her to unmask or vice versa to discuss Chris Watts. That's how it all started. And then it just went downhill
Well,
from there.
so I understand that she's going to visit Chris Watts in jail, in prison.
No,
No,
she was,
well,
no.
she is his advocate. Do you remember? Explain that story. Do you remember her on Jay for Justice Call? I don't know if you've ever seen it. She has like a huge binder and she is trying
Yes.
to, she's hell bent on this 360 app that was on everybody's phone and it
Hold on,
tracks
time
your
out 1 second.
driving.
I don't know if Misbehaving can see that comment in the chat.
Yeah,
I
I'm.
see it.
Yeah, I don't even want to give it any.
Yeah, don't give it any.
I'm trying to get rid of it.
Yeah,
All right.
I think I.
it's hidden. It's hidden.
Okay, yeah. Okay, never mind. Can
Okay,
you
go
guys
ahead.
hear me? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Okay. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
can hear you.
I have a new mic, and so I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Sound great.
Thank you.
Misbehaving, did you get a chance to listen to it?
I'm almost through the second video. I haven't heard the verdict, but I have to say, I personally think this judge exercised an enormous amount of patience.
Hmm.
And I also think that she was trying to help Lana get on the right track and present a decent case on her own behalf. She tried really hard to do that,
Oh,
but
she
Lana
Yes.
just
developed so much
couldn't help
patience.
herself.
Yes. Yeah.
And you know what I mean, she really thinks she's Marsha Clark up there. I swear, that's the beauty of it all. Like, and this is when I say, I call it the internet ego, like the creator ego, sort
Hmm.
of like another creator that I will not mention on here that I can't stand. I think you all know who it is. But
Yeah.
their ego is so inflated that they can't see anything else but that.
Well,
They
there's a
think they are the judge, the jury, the prosecutor and the defendant.
And
Yep.
that's exactly what I got from this woman is that she is so far up her own beep
Ooh.
that she has no discernment whatsoever as to how she portrays herself. It
Yes.
was
Those
fascinating to watch,
the
actually.
friends who ended up testifying had to wait for hours at the courtroom. And yes, cocky is a really good word to use to describe Lana. She's cocky.
Mhm,
She's full of herself. Um,
mhm.
so
She's very
hearing it,
filthy, very vulgar,
oh,
very.
gross.
I don't mean vulgar in the way I talk
Hey,
because I
Remy.
curse a lot, so I can't really judge people for that. And unfortunately, it's a habit I try to break, but growing up with a dad that was a detective, and curse words were, I think I do, unfortunately, kind of think it's a New York thing with some, not all, but, and I do try to exercise not doing it when I'm on live, especially on another panel, but I have a hard, it's the way you talk.
Yeah,
Can't
Yeah.
help
yeah,
it.
I was just
But
gonna say,
she
Life
is vulgar
Rewinded,
beyond that.
yeah.
your
Good morning,
your
Fish Ranch.
Sorry.
Life Rewinded, your voice makes me miss New York.
Oh my God. Everybody abuses me. That's why I don't go live anymore.
What do you
Why?
mean?
What
Like
do you mean?
between, because everybody has a comment. I sound like a man. I'm raspy. My
Oh,
accent is
I
terrible.
wouldn't
Like
let that
it just
stop
gets
me.
annoying after a while.
Yeah, don't let them know it
No,
bothers.
don't let it stop you because
It's
you bring a lot of fun to the panel and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I've heard you in the past. Please don't let it stop you.
Actually, I'm glad I'm getting to know you better. I actually think you're quite hysterical.
Yes, and the chats and your typos are
uh
Oh,
die for.
you're my typo sister, honey.
Oh, I'm the typo queen and the queen of run-on sentences. But there is a reason for that. And if you were in Discord, you would know because I even showed proof. Like, I have gotten 2 hand surgeries on my right hand. And if you look at my scar, I have a lump that sits right between the palm of my hand and right where like your wrist creases.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And it's
wow.
all
Gemma.
scar tissue. So it pushes on my nerve. So
Oh
I
boy.
can't
Oh,
feel my
wow.
fingertips. So when I type, I can't feel it. And I'm Russian, you're in a chat trying to keep up. So I just send it and then I'm like, holy shit, what did I just write? And then if I try to do voice to text,
I can
Oh, that's
relate.
you
even
don't even
worse.
I
know the
can
things that
relate.
they don't understand me.
Yeah.
See, I understand
They
your
don't
type of
understand me.
language completely. I always
It
get
doesn't
what you're
bother me
saying.
because
Yeah.
It's
I
fun.
sound illiterate. Yeah, I sound illiterate and my punctuation's terrible, but um, I don't get offended by that because I don't mean to do it. I do sometimes I have to retract my messages because they just come out totally not even what I'm saying. I get myself in a lot of trouble for that. Believe me.
I
That's
I
funny.
But
I
anyway, going
actually
back to this line of
enjoy
thing.
it. Well,
So, Mar, what did you think of when the judge gave her final, I couldn't believe it was permanent.
Yes, Perna. She would. The more she like.
And
I think Lana had to know from the very beginning when that judge opened her mouth to say the first word that she was doomed because she made it very obvious that this restraining order was not going to go in Lana's favor at all.
yeah,
do you
the
guys think
judge
that
the
she's
first thing the judge said, God, sorry.
I was just gonna say I see some jail time in Lana's near future.
So
I don't think she's gonna be able to stop.
I don't either.
I don't think so either. She
She's not the
hasn't
type.
stopped yet. But the first thing the judge said was, I am extremely disappointed to see 2 women here today. Like, I really was hoping that after the first time around, that you guys
Yeah.
would be able to exercise, maturity and not. I'm very shocked to see you guys here. I really was hoping it would be easy
Ginger,
to, you know, mediate since you're not neighbors. You don't have to log on and listen.
Yeah. Good
So
morning, Ginger
I
Love.
knew she was already screwed off the bat.
yeah.
It was
Well, it was
fascinating,
Yeah.
obvious that
though.
she did not have a case to defend. There was nothing to defend.
She should have got a lawyer. She should have had a lawyer
Oh yeah.
represent
Yeah.
herself instead of
Even the pro
representing
bono
her.
lawyer could have helped her a little.
Yeah, it was
Even a pro
embarrassing as
bono
many times. I don't know how
lawyer.
many times um the remarks she was making, like when she would sit there and talk, was sustained, sustained, sustained over and over and over again.
Oh,
And
we should do a drinking game.
right? Yeah, so
I don't think she knew what sustain meant. She tried to ask the question 44 different ways all throughout.
yeah.
And you guys don't even understand. Like, all this was a restraining order between unmasked against her. And then here's Lana. She has unmasked on the stand and she's cross examining her, right? And just
Hmm.
picture her. So I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember the channels that she was referring. So I'm just talking about, making one up just to give you a scenario. But it's
Yeah.
like, so Miss Vanessa, do you know JoJo from JoJo's Poppin' or Daddy Pringles or this one? And the other lawyer be like, I object. What is the
Yeah,
first
like relevance.
question, Miss Oriani? And then
Well,
she
you
Yep.
go
know,
on for a 15-minute rant
Yeah.
about nothing.
Hey, Sundancer.
the quote, "He who represents
You
themselves
have
has
to
a fool
listen
for a
to it to
client,
understand
Fool
it.
for a
Yes.
or
client. Yeah,
sense."
that's right.
I mean, she
Yep.
made a complete fool out of herself.
Yeah.
She did
I'm
make a
not a
fool
fan
out
of
of
hers
herself.
because she really swears. She swears that Nicole Atkinson and her son had something to do with the murders of
Oh
of
my gosh.
Oh,
Shanann and these
I thought
girls.
we were done with that, like the whole Chris Watts.
No,
No,
that's why she's
she's
doing
still
this. Yeah, that's
fight
why
for her
she's fighting
family.
for Chris. She's the one who went across to Colorado with Jay for Justice and Chris Watts' dad, Ronnie Watts. And it was all to, throw in the paperwork in regards to having Chris Watts get a fair trial, like get a trial in the first place. Even though he waived all this,
And it
they
did.
want to go back and say, look, he's innocent, or we want to fight for him, and that's what this whole non for profit is supposed to be. That it will do this for families that have been unfairly convicted or something. She's not always going to fight for a family like Chris Watts, where you're like, lady, yeah, that lady, Remy, yes, her.
Yeah, Lana.
Um,
Well,
Weirdo.
the funny thing that I found is before I knew about the court case, I guess it came up in my news feed. Lala and a friend, they were driving home from the court case, and they were telling all about what they thought about it because they went to go watch it, and
mhm.
I was just laughing hysterical because here, this is the kicker, right? She not only represented herself, right? If you see the J for Justice video,
Mhm.
she has on bedazzled jeans from like 1997, and the crack of her ass is hanging out.
Oh, that's
She
what
has
I
thumbs
heard.
cracking her ass.
Yes,
And
I
she
heard her
went
crack was
to, that's how
showing.
she represented herself. Her
Yes.
Oh
crack was
my,
showing with the bedazzled jeans and a red hoodie. That's how she went into the courtroom representing herself. And
wow.
cowboy boots.
Oh wow, I didn't know that she had cowboy boots on. I did hear about the crack, because I was watching the chat of Aunt Lala's, which I was hoping somebody misbehaving, or if you can do it from the your computer, if you could drop Aunt Lala's those
Oh,
links that I
oh
gave
yes, yes.
I
I'll do
yesterday.
it
did.
now. I'll put them in order. There's 3 different videos, and I'll put them in chat in
Yeah,
order,
I put
okay?
part one first.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you. Because I was reading the chat. I was also going to other videos, playing other videos pertaining to stuff to find out all the backstory of everything, and that's how I found out that she violated the restraining order already. I don't know.
But are they even living like close to each other? Like,
No, Lana's in Ohio,
No,
and
she's in
Unmasked is in.
Colorado and
so how do
No,
you
Lana lives in
Colorado.
Ohio.
how do you get a
Yeah.
restraining order from someone in another state? Like it's just that they can't talk about each other, or I don't
No,
know
Well,
it's
how it works.
online. It's online. It's on YouTube and so any kind of social media.
Okay.
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like, this is why I brought this
The
up
consequences.
because
Yes.
we are now moving into a different stage now. We've been through all this, and you know, I couldn't imagine how much money this cost us, girl Vanessa. But I think everybody who does behavior like this, where they make threats and they threaten to call your husband's job and all shit like this, if you do those types of things or you have those things done to you, this is
Yeah.
why I believe you should listen to this, because if you think it can happen, it can, and it certainly did here. And it was pretty eye opening and telling. As a
It
matter
was.
of fact, I did send it out to a few of my friends who been having trouble with others online and said, this is what could happen if,
This is what could happen.
it's a real thing now. Like, you know what I mean? It's not funny.
I
And
think they're
I
taking
mean,
it a lot more serious. Hey,
Yes.
Jojo.
Do you think this
right?
all
Because you know
started
what, Carla?
because
YouTube or nobody, Google, nobody's doing anything about it. Like, you hear a clip that Lala has on her channel, in the
Uh-huh.
same clip that she talks about doing what she did with Chris Watts.
Mhm.
She
Uh-huh.
says to this girl, like, let me tell you something. This is Lana now, and I'm paraphrasing. If I find out that you're using your husband through Con Ed to look up information about me, I'm coming for you, and I will take your husband's job and food right out of your kid's mouth. So try me, bitch. This is
oh
the
wow.
threats that she's making
Yes.
to this
Wow.
Yeah,
girl.
misbehaving. What were you going to say?
Well, this is just my own opinion, but I think that Lana had some sort of attraction to this woman and tried to reach
Mhm.
out to her, and she didn't want anything to do with her, and it just kept building and building, and I'm not saying it right,
I
but
think you're right, Miss Bevan, because she is absolutely stunning, this girl. I mean, she is
yes, she
beautiful.
is
I don't know
beautiful.
her attitude or anything like that, but Lana is like that with everybody.
Everybody.
She
Well,
sexualizes and
yes,
she talks
yes.
disgusted.
A matter of
Like,
fact, she
it's
was
not
holding her
just like, hey,
puppy.
cutie.
Right. She was holding her puppy in the video that I was watching of her talking about Lindsay Parton, who was convicted of. She was a babysitter and the child died. She was convicted. I personally do believe she's innocent, and so happens that Lana does. Lana does too, and she was playing. That's what I started watching yesterday. She was playing the hearing. I don't know if it was the hearing or the trial or like just a hearing because she wants to get another uh, fair trial because I believe it ended in a mistrial. I'm not sure. 100. All I know is that I believe people believe she did it, and she was. I think she was convicted, and then something about a mistrial, like a second time around or whatever. Um, well anyway, Lana was distracted like I am right now with my cats keep jumping on my lap. She was, oh gosh, she was distracted by her puppy. And then she picked her puppy up and all. And then the puppy started licking the mic and she started saying, yeah, yeah, you licked that mic. And,
Oh gosh.
she was inappropriate. And then,
Disgusting.
I know every single thing, every word, every single thing, I think she could find something, an ulterior, definition for, or like, you know what I mean? Like she would find something sexual in the word cereal.
Wow.
She would anything, and she wouldn't hold back on how she would
Lana gets
talk
upset
about it.
and runs with it, no matter with it because she personally believes it, no matter how many times and how many people prove the opposite.
Yes.
Hey
I don't
Keith,
know much about
Yeah,
her.
hi
I
Well,
Keith.
if you
Yeah.
listen to her from the beginning,
thanks bend the rules.
if you listen to her from the beginning, when I first learned of her, she's on J for Justice back then with a notebook. I am talking like, you remember those blue binders we got as kids, the big ones, like that kind of look like denim.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
that big, and it's thicker than a Webster dictionary of the Watts case and how
Hmm.
everybody but Chris Watts killed the fam. Like, are you out of your bird? I mean, there are some questionable things, and the one thing
I
I
bend the
question about
rules.
Nicole K, and I believe me, I always say she has nothing to do with it, but I am curious as to know why that she pinged that morning at her cell phone, her, at the tower by the Chris Watts house, like at like 5:30, 6 in the morning. Now, I have heard that it was because it would be on her way to work or
Yeah,
whatever,
that's what I
but
heard too.
I personally think that it was like a stalking situation. She probably was on her way to work and thinking maybe Chris left or something, and she wanted to do a drive-by. And people think that's crazy, but people do it all the time. She just found
Yeah,
out Shanann was home, like she's
yeah,
the girlfriend. I would have been riding by that house too to see what was going on if they were outside and playing in the yard. Like, so for people to think that's so crazy and abnormal, no, it's not. If you're having an affair with a man that's telling you he's divorced, and after she seen that house and then learned, she's pregnant, because as much as Nicole K said she didn't know Shanann was pregnant, she full of shit, and she just didn't do herself any justice. And the cops kind of let her get away with it. Like, her saying she didn't know this. Come on. You were looking up wedding dresses. You were looking up Shanann a year before you started dating Chris. Like,
Yeah.
stop trying to put, like, the only thing she's guilt is I believe is persistently pursuing a married man,
Yeah.
and
I want,
then molding herself to how could I say it? I don't believe that she made herself look like she was interested in the same things Chris was, just to attract him more.
yeah. I wanted to tell Kathy B.
Yeah,
It's
Vanessa.
yeah, Vanessa one from Unmasked. The restraining order is permanent for two
Permanent restraining
YouTubers.
order.
Yes.
Yeah, so anybody who's listening, when you go to your life and threaten people's husbands and their jobs and everybody else, and you keep doing it, like making videos, this shit
Yeah.
could happen to
Is
you.
that how they
So,
showed how
and
they
it's very.
is that how they did they showed
Go,
the
sorry.
videos that she was making? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay. I think
No,
like
but they
Rwanda
do
has a
say,
slight
like,
delay.
Oh, there you are. Here's the thing. If you are being harassed by someone, you need to keep a log of what's happening. And if you can, save the videos, download the videos, or screen record, whatever you have to do, because often they're taken down
no,
Yeah.
that's
and
one
don't
thing.
have
Don't
them.
screen record. You have to
Yeah.
download the original video.
Okay.
Download the original video.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
screen record it, because it will not be permissible in court. So you have to download the original video. Now, I don't know how that works. Let's say you download one of my videos, right? I don't know if you ladies can answer this. If you download one of my videos and then I private, would you still be able to,
Well,
Yes.
like, it's safe?
yes, but if it's deleted, I don't think so.
The
Or
link.
if
Yeah.
YouTube removes the content, then it's not available.
I think it's always available
Well,
from
download,
YouTube though.
screenshot, keep a log.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Go
isn't
ahead,
it
Carla.
always available from YouTube, no matter if it's deleted?
Yeah,
Yes.
but
And
try going through the process
so,
of getting it from YouTube. Good luck
yeah,
with that.
so
Yeah,
you
because
could always, yeah, subpoena the video from YouTube.
It
Yeah.
yes.
would have been
Wait.
interesting to see their first court case, where the first, um, before this one, there was, I'm assuming, another one that she got the first restraining order. I'd be interested to hear in that case, because I bet you that's where all the, videos, call it like you're asking for, the videos, the juice of the case was probably in that first restraining order before she broke it. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
second one, the judge was already knew about why, so we didn't really get to see exactly what it was that she was doing. It was 9 hours, like a restraining order. 9 hours. This is how much time Lana took.
Yeah, and
Nine
that's exactly
hours.
what the judge said that she was wasting time, valuable time. The judge, I think she said she was thinking an hour, but she stretched it to 3, and then it went on for 9. And then I did read Okolante's comment is that Lana showed up planning to use 11 pieces of evidence, and the judge refused all but one.
Yes.
It was
Oh my God. But the night before, she's in a restaurant with Crafton Bond's ex-girlfriend, who he left for the new girlfriend that he's living with now, right? So she's, of course, interviewing her and getting all the dirt on Crafton. This is why she's live, right? And then she's like, "Oh, could you just help me number my what is it called again? It slipped my mind.
evidence.
My evidence, and it's like A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, E. It was like, how many pieces more?
Matter of fact,
She's defended.
if you join Lana's membership, her one tier is welcome to the binders. So that goes to show you that that's how serious that she took the whole thing in regards to, like, when she went to Colorado, everybody got to really see her binders with Jay for Justice and stuff, which, by the way, they're no longer friends.
Yeah.
According to Lana, Jay wanted to party and do other things, and Lana was there to work. But I don't believe either side at all. I believe the third person.
And then you could hear Jay's rebuttal on that too. But anyway, Okolante's right. I think one little measly piece of evidence was taken, and even that the judge was like, I don't even know why this has any. I don't know what the point of this is.
I know.
Right? Right? Oh my! Even
She
I
really
knew simple
thought she was
things
friggin'
like
Marsha Clark.
she did, and I knew simple things like you show it to the person who's on stand. You ask the judge if you can approach, and all. She had to walk her through every tiny little step on what to do.
She had no foundation, no plan. It's like she did no preparation at all. It was
she's queen of mock trials, though.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
was there nothing? Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're so full of yourself.
Trials, she's everybody. Yeah,
what's that?
When she does mock trials, she's the defendant, the prosecutor, and the judge when she's doing the mock trials.
Hey, Mr.
Like, she'll ask the question, and then she answers it like that. She's the mock trial. She holds a mock trial with herself. There is no other party.
Mr. Shannon
already mentioned this, but didn't she call out?
Hey, Jojo.
Didn't she say Lala was? She had a stalker in the gallery.
Yes. She was like, her name is Aunt Lala, the drunken Cupid. Yeah.
Like, I was just like, oh, for good grief, is this how you're going to start I mean, this is not going to go well. I knew right away that.
Yeah, she was like, it was like she was tittle tattling. That lady over there. No, I'm sorry, that girl over there behind me in the couch. Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was embarrassing and humiliated. Yeah, Lana was humiliated.
How did she have?
Let me tell you something.
What was the straw that broke?
She dumbed me down so bad.
Why did she finally decide to take her to court? No, why did she finally decide to do something about it and take this girl to court? Like,
because she was exposing her personal information,
and she was scared. Yeah, she was scared for her life.
Right.
So that's what happened.
To knock on her door and come home her and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like when she came to Colorado, she was gonna, like all sorts of crazy threats. Like, when Laura threatened to kill me.
Yeah.
Because Laura threatened to kill me because I stalk her. Is she out of her bird? I don't stalk her. I just make videos on her stupid ass.
Ridiculous.
Well, I'm just wondering what judges think, when YouTubers go to court and I mean, trying to wrap your head around how this community works or this platform works and live streaming and chats and how people can actually fight and stalk and but I was so happy to see a good result come out of
Yeah.
this. And I hope
Yeah.
people that are doing this shit take heed and knock it off.
Yeah, because the courts are going to be pretty busy with YouTubers. I mean, that's a whole other.
Yeah, that's going to be a whole.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot. Yeah, that happens a lot. Just log everything, and when you've
Keep
got
a diary.
Dates,
keep a
yes, dates are
diary.
very important.
Yeah,
So,
Because
Leslie,
it happens.
did you
Also,
say that a court won't?
Samara,
they won't
listening to
take
this
up.
made me so dumb because after a while of them saying sustained, I was actually questioning myself, like, maybe I'm wrong. I had to go look at the definition between, I knew overruled, but I'm like, sustained. Doesn't that mean she's not allowed to ask it anymore? Am I wrong?
Yes.
Like, that's
But
how much she was not. I had to go look it up on Google. And I'm
Yeah.
like a true crime connoisseur. I know the law. My father was an NYP detective. I know all this stuff. And that's how dumb it was making me, because I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I have my overruled and sustained definitions backwards.
Yeah. Life
I
Rewind, I
know.
wanted
Yeah,
to
it was.
clarify something. Did you say that a screen recording is not admissible in court?
It has to be downloaded.
I think it has to be in its originality. I mean, I think they probably would take it. I guess it's going to depend on the judge, but they're
Isn't
just afraid of that. They're
isn't
not
that
afraid, but the defendant could always say, how do we know you didn't doctor that evidence? You know what I'm saying? So it's best if you did
Well,
have
if
the
I
original.
screen record from start to finish, it would be pretty evident that I
yeah,
didn't, right?
right?
Good morning,
Yeah,
Denial.
yeah.
I'm just curious,
It's going to
Yeah.
depend on the judge.
Yeah.
Look,
Save
nerd.
links, but screen record as a precaution.
I
Okay,
think
Mhm.
you
thank you,
can
Sundance.
record everything that you think is relevant to
Mhm.
your
The
case.
judge said many times she had no knowledge of how this YouTube world works.
Yes.
Seemed to
Yeah,
believe it hardly mattered in how Lana stalked unmasked.
Well, I think as more and more of this happens, it's judges will have a better understanding of how this world over here works.
Yeah.
right.
It was kind of embarrassing to listen to an adult judge, because she was like, I don't understand. Like, you have an option to click on and listen to people. Like,
Mhm.
why don't you just not listen? But you know what? She doesn't understand that sometimes you don't have a choice but to listen when somebody's ranting, like, I'm gonna go to her husband's, and when I go to Colorado, I'm gonna, slap my vagina on a husband's face and then call his
Oh
job
my
and then
gosh.
drive over and
Yeah.
get him a bologna sandwich and then put a bullet in her mother's face.
Oh
Like
my
you have to listen to shit like that.
Yeah.
Because that's a threat. And
That's a direct
you don't know
threat.
who you're dealing with on you. And even you, like, people say, like Laura will say, "Oh, I was just joking." Well, I don't fucking know you, so how do I know you're only joking when you say, "Oh, I want to kill Life Reminded"? Like,
Right.
that's a little drastic. When you make threats, Laura, and say like things like, "Oh, I'm gonna call your husband, CPS, bitches, it's on," and she,
I can now.
they, like, like we don't know you. We only know your internet presence. Like,
Yeah.
when people are riding by people's houses, and you don't know what somebody's capable of. I
Well,
mean,
just
a
because
prime
you're on the
example is somebody like,
internet,
and here's the thing.
I was just going to say, just because you're on the internet doesn't mean you feel less threatened by
Right.
someone than if you're I mean, it's still people do go real life. People do make
Yeah,
you feel
they do.
unsafe.
Yes.
You know, I'm gonna shut up. Okay, proceed. I
No,
object.
Well, it's
no.
not something. I'm just something that's taken sense.
Overruled.
That's all I can say.
Overruled. I want to play a game. I mean, I couldn't bear to go through it again, but how many times objection, objection, sustained. We should do a counting game and see
Oh,
who
I
gets
know.
his.
Maybe we should. Maybe make it into a game. Hey,
Yeah.
Lipner.
Yes, Kathy
Well,
B.
that's
She
like
does.
a certain creator. Sorry, Samara, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was done. Go ahead.
One time we were in Discord and we were streaming a certain somebody on here. I'm not gonna mention names, but me and Sandy counted how many times they said the word and in 1
Oh, I know
hour
who you're talking about.
we
Mhm.
counted how many times they said and how many cigarettes they smoked in 1 hour.
Mhm.
Um was 93, and this is going back. 3 years
In
ago.
one live
93
stream?
times in 1 hour.
Yeah.
In 1 hour.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
Oh
one
my
live stream
goodness.
in 1 hour. 93 times they said and I think it was like 17 cigarettes, something
17?
around
I
there. I
was
don't
gonna
remember.
say
My
like
hour.
7
My gosh. I'm
No,
so
per
proud.
person.
like 17.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh god.
Shot game.
Shocking.
And one time in
Jake!
Discord, right? This is a funny story. We were streaming Laura, and this was when she was at her height, and she was jamming razor bladed dildos down people's throats and all
Oh,
that.
that's oh
Yeah.
my
When she used to threaten
Oh,
that.
that was terrible.
So somebody in Discord was streaming her, right? And I happened to take too many edibles that night. Like I ate too many. So I didn't realize that. Usually I don't talk on voice, like because there's so many people, And at the
Hmm.
time my mic was like funny, so I thought I had it on mute. So I was in my commentary, and I had no idea that everybody was listening to me. So I was and Mary had said to me, like,
Did you have
Tracy, do
loose
you know,
lips?
like, you,
Oh
oh
my
my,
goodness.
like, I was so mad. I was yelling, cursing, screaming at her, and they were all just listening, dying. But I had no idea that they could hear me. And I was high as fuck, so I was out of my mind.
I usually
But
do the
we still
opposite.
laugh about it to this day.
I usually do the opposite. I mute and then I'm talking away and then I have realized that I'm already muted. It's crazy, 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 crazy.
Yeah, so I think this is a good
I,
I think everybody should listen to this
Yeah.
case just to
So I didn't get to hear the verdict part, but I heard the judge kind of gave it to her. Can you summarize what the judge said
well,
during the verdict?
misdemeanor. If you want to go to the
you
last
mean
part, the
misbehaving.
verdict part,
Yeah.
I did write down.
No, put a knife in my heart. Oh, I'm still nauseous now.
Misbehaving.
What happened? I missed it.
You said
You
this.
said misdemeanor.
Oh, sorry.
I'm kidding,
You're
honey.
laughing at me. I didn't even know. Remember when they came in here this week and I was like, or like, where's misdemeanor? And they were like, everybody was like, shut up. I was talking about and I was like, I thought they were all friends.
Oh my
Oh, that's
God.
funny.
It's been a year.
I'm sorry, Miss B.
No, I'm joking.
Um,
I'm joking, honey.
But
Thanks for
did
the
you
laugh, though. That was awesome.
Yeah.
if you
So
go
that,
Yes.
to the last part, the third part, at the 38-minute mark is when the judge like makes a final
oh, thank
like
you for saving it
around
because
30
it's
seconds
been a
if
little
you want to play
torturous.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how long is it? Do you know?
I don't know
Um
how late.
Is it more than 10 minutes?
well, yeah,
It's a
but it's
little
definitely worth
long.
the listen. Even if you go
Yeah.
Okay.
right to the
If I
third
put
part.
the link in, Carla, will you play at the 38-minute mark?
Sure.
Okay,
Let's
Okay.
let me find it. Here we go. I'm copying the link, dropping it here in
Actually go to
chat.
And this.
37, Carla, to be safe.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I did a goober yesterday.
I'm gonna mute.
Okay,
A
hang on.
goober.
Takes me a while. Yeah, I'm not like. Well, remember when I was doing
Yes.
these?
Did you see Jimmy falling down the steps? Yes.
I did. My God, I
Oh,
did.
I love Jimmy falling down the steps. I
Yeah.
watch that
Yeah.
once a day. Did you see my video on her driving?
Oh,
Oh,
yes, I did. I hated
The
it
video on her
because of what
driving?
happens.
dear
Yes.
lives matter.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, that made me
I
so
was
mad.
pissed, but in the same time,
Yes.
do you know my video was real? It's not that long. I think it's like 8 minutes, but I had to cut. I'm telling you, she circled the hospital a lot more times than that. Her video, from the time he calls to pick her up, to pick him up at the hospital, to the time
Hmm.
she gets there, was like 28 minutes. And this is
Oh my
GPS.
gosh.
GPS is like, make a right turn. She made a left.
Oh my
Make a left turn. She makes a right. Go straight. She fucking turns around and goes back the other way. I'm like, bitch, what are you doing?
God.
She
Oh
was on
my
my
God.
list. Imagine making that video. Imagine having to
Oh,
make that video and listen to that over and over and over again. By
Oh
the
no.
yeah,
end of the
I was
day, I was
mad.
ready to play frisbee with my iPad. I swear. But it's not right. Like
Cause a
somebody,
reasonable person
somebody.
Oh, I'm muting.
I'm sorry.
to
Somebody put
suffer
a comment in
emotional
my section
distress
like,
and does cause
okay,
emotional
Oh,
distress.
I'm mute.
I mean,
Well, I do find that Ms. Walsh has testified quite credibly, and frankly is the only credible witness here today regarding her level of emotional distress. I find her testimony at the temporary orders hearing credible, and the testimony at the permanent orders hearing credible. And finally, she need not show that she received professional treatment or counseling to show that she has suffered serious emotional distress. So I do find that prong number one, by a preponderance of the evidence, was met at the time that the court issued the temporary order of protection. I don't find it relevant to the court's consideration that there were no direct threats made by Ms. Wariani, especially as the behavior escalated under 18.3.602 2B, under the credible threat definition. Credible threat means a threat, physical action, or repeated conduct, emphasis on repeated conduct, that would cause a reasonable person to be in fear for the person's safety or the safety of their immediate family. And the last sentence is, the threat need not be directly expressed if the totality of the conduct would cause a reasonable person such fear. And the court does find that the totality of the conduct does cause a reasonable person such fear. And that is the credible threat that resulted after the situation escalated. So at this point, the court now believes even stronger than I did back in January that a protection order is necessary. I did grant this order of protection under the guise of 1C originally. If examining the facts again today, I find it even stronger under both 1C as well as 1B that it is necessary. Counsel, are there any further findings that you are requesting?
I think
Your Honor,
that wraps it up, Paula.
Should I turn it off?
Do you have a question regarding the language on the protection order? Because Ms. Oriani stated we're both.
Pause it.
Should I keep going?
That she's been in perfect
Hang
compliance
on.
with the
Just
protection order.
pause it for a second. What were you going to say, Tracy?
That's pretty much the that's the part I wanted everybody to hear. Like, listen to what the judge is saying, like, repeated. And you know what? I don't know what's wrong with this girl that, for somebody that's so passionate about the law and, like, she already broke this. You understand? This judge is telling her you have a permanent restraining order and she broke it within 2 days. Like, just imagine how many more people like her are in this area. Like,
Yes.
how are you that ignorant? I don't understand.
Right.
Right.
This is the law.
Mm-hmm.
Like, her next step, if this girl, I don't know how it works, but I would imagine it's going to be jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
And she has a small son.
Yes.
And nobody
See,
else.
that's the other thing I was going to mention is that now that this restraining order is permanent, this affects her real life in regards to her having that nonprofit, Fight for Her Family, plus her son. This is on her record now. When people go to Google her or look her up or anything to do a background check, they're going to find out she has a permanent restraining order put on her.
Right.
And it's serious.
That's just insane to me. I mean, I don't understand how you can't grasp the totality of what this means. Like,
Yeah.
especially as a
It's
mother,
serious.
that, like, you are not putting your child's priority first when you act like this. It's not like you're dealing with a neighbor who, gives you a snarky, dirty look when you're walking in the house. You don't have to ever see this person. Like, just block them and move. What is wrong with you? What is in that brain that you can't stop? And I happen to think, like, we have a male version of Miss.
Well, because they have people that
we do
that encourage that kind of behavior.
Exactly.
And
people in it.
I know that Vanessa made several requests for her to stop talking about her, to leave her alone, and she continued the conduct. And that's what I took from what the judge said. The totality of conduct can cause a reasonable person fear.
Right.
And when you've asked someone to leave you alone and they keep making videos about you, keep tagging you in posts,
right,
that's when you're crossing the line.
Yeah.
And look what can happen.
Well, at least it was a good outcome. Like it was,
Yeah.
So
and I think the good thing to learn here is that if you are creative, such as Carla or anybody, right? If you're very well liked and you're having a situation like this, even if you don't have the funds to get yourself to this point where Vanessa did, I don't think it would be that hard to, say to your supporters and really do it. Like, not just say, "Oh, I'm going to get a lawyer." Like, if it got that bad and, you did some kind of crowdfunding, or like, your supporters are going to donate and give you money to help you get a restraining order. I mean, it's not all that much money to do all that. You
I
know what I
think it's
mean?
easy to get a
So,
restraining order. I think it's very easy to get.
A
right.
temporary
I
And,
don't
one.
know about a permanent
you know,
restraining order, but I know a restraining order is not all that hard to get.
So can I clarify something? Lana lives in Ohio, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
Vanessa lives in Colorado, correct?
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
Where did this court proceeding take place?
Colorado.
Colorado.
So why wasn't it done in Ohio? Because that's where the person that she was.
Because I believe that the threats were being made that she goes to Colorado for the Pfeiffer family and Watts thing. So whenever she was, I, I don't know. This is what I believe. It doesn't have to be true again, because I don't know the whole history and the background behind them. But I would think that a lot of the threats were being made, like besides the normal videos of her, she was making direct threats for when she did go to Colorado for her business. She would be stopping, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So, and I don't know why. I guess it would have to, if you're the one that's asking for the restraining order, and it would have to take place on your, but she did have to hire somebody to serve her in her, you know what I mean?
See, that's what confused me
I,
because
I,
I
I
was
guess,
always under the impression that you have to go to the state of the person that you want to. I'm not wording
And
it
that's
right.
because that's what Bullhorn Betty did to Crude AF.
Yeah.
She filed in his state and went to his state
I see.
instead of
Okay.
him going there.
yeah,
Okay. Thanks for
yeah, I
clarifying.
guess it depends on where you file it, really. But
Yeah.
did you listen to? I don't know who called it last night. Makeup Mops was on late, but she
A little bit.
something about. Oh, I didn't know JRL or whatever his name is that works with Betty.
JLR.
He
Yeah.
sued, and it actually went to court. Okay, I didn't know this. He
Yeah.
sued Kim Kardashian for taking his virginity, and it went into court.
Yeah.
I
What?
was like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I
yeah.
think he's
Well,
not
he
allowed
has
to
all those
file
lawsuits.
anymore. He's
No,
filed.
he can
Yeah.
continue. Well, what was happening while he was incarcerated, um, you don't have to pay the court fee. And he was uh, doing all of these lawsuits. I don't know if it was his entertainment or what, but he had made so many of them that the judge said that if you are going to present any other cases to this court, your right to waive that fee has you no longer have that right. He was
Oh,
filing so many of them. Do you
Oh, I
understand
didn't
what
know
I'm
that,
saying?
Uncle Nancy. Yeah,
Well, now let
yeah.
me ask a question. Obviously, and besides having to go to another state because you got a restraining order that you can't seem to listen online, okay? Because I think that's crazy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, but she also had to pay not once, but twice to get herself there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
Wow.
so I want to clarify
And
something. Okay,
I
she
don't know
said,
how true this is, but to my understanding, she doesn't even have a home. Her and her child jump from place to place to place, staying with a
"Oh,
friend.
gosh,
that's
So
sad.
oh,
clearly, her fund, yeah, it is very sad. Her funds are not all there. So, I mean, that for that alone, like, you have to shell out all this money for air flights and hotel stay to appear in
oh
court
yeah."
against yourself.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So if
Crazy.
I were to file a restraining order, the person that I'm filing the restraining order against would have to present themselves in my state to defend themselves. Is that correct?
I
Well, I
think
don't
in
know.
order to do that, you would have to file in your state. I think it's gonna vary from state to state. I don't know,
Yeah.
and because this is all new, I don't know.
I,
But
I want to do more
I would
research on it.
imagine that you would file
Yeah,
it in
I
your
do
state
too.
since you don't have to do
Yeah.
the traveling, and then have to hire somebody to subpoena them in their state, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because I think if more people had clarification how this system works and the process,
More often, yeah.
maybe they would be more willing to protect themselves, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do.
hmm
Thank you,
Okay.
Kathy B.
Well, if anything comes out of this, and I appreciate Carla, you
Oh,
letting
no
us discuss
problem.
this, because I really think it was, I think it's
It's an
educational for
important
all of
discussion,
us.
I think,
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially
very.
to
Keep your
discuss.
screenshots. Don't even, like, if you take a screenshot that's threatening, make sure you write the name of the video, the date it happened, and give a
Yeah,
little, give it, because I know you may say, I'll
background,
remember. Give a little content and a little note so you can remind
right.
yourself.
Uh-huh.
And, just keep in mind, and also keep a trail of you asking in emails or comment sections of you asking the person to please stop bothering you, whether it's on a
Yes.
live or in a comment or in an email, in a text, whatever. Just make sure you keep everything, and most importantly, dates, and
Yes.
you
Right.
know,
Yeah, every interaction, no matter, like you said, if it's in a chat, a live stream, or even like,
Log
'cause
in.
I know that Lana was even at one point she was able to get Vanessa's phone number, and I'm not sure how that happened, but she was calling her on her phone
Mm-hmm.
even after she was asked to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I guess
oh,
any
you know what else
interaction.
she was doing when she would talk about her. She would do it in the middle of her live, right? And a live, she would make sure, and she said this, that I'm making sure my lives are 8 and 9 hours. So, and because in order to use them in court, you had to listen to the whole thing. And the judge said, I'm not going to sit here and listen to 9 hours worth of video. I'm just not going to
Yeah.
do it.
Right.
And then, the prosecutor came back and said, and that's exact. And they had a little, comment of her saying it, where she said, that's why I make my lives that long, because I know that no judge in their right mind is going to want to listen to all this. I
Right.
mean, it was like, do you remember how many hours? I think it was like 66 hours of,
Uh,
or something like that, of the girl being mentioned.
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
oh
this
nobody
God.
has
this
time to listen to
reminds
that.
me of Without a Crystal Ball, and who's that beauty influencer? What's her name?
Tot. Uh, I want to
Tati.
say
Yeah.
Tot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tati.
Remember, I mean, all of the evidence and that was submitted in that case was just massive amounts of videos, and the time they actually had to pay people to listen to these live streams, an hourly fee to listen to these live streams.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
And
know
And now
that.
she's doing it again with the Chrisleys.
to who?
Was the
That show, that reality show, Chrisley Knows Best, Todd Chrisley
Yeah. Yeah.
and the family.
Oh,
Oh, she's doing it
Really?
to the Chrisleys now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, doesn't she
No,
also
they're,
take on
they're
that
suing her.
18 kids and counting family as well?
hmm
yeah. The Duggars or
The Duggars,
whatever. Yeah.
yeah.
Duggars. Duggar.
Yeah.
Duggar. Digger.
Digger,
Oh,
Duggars, Duggars.
I wouldn't mess with Todd Chrisley. I am pretty sure he
Did you guys ever see his house? It's beautiful.
I
Like the
know.
outside, it looks
No.
like the White House. It's so beautiful. I love
I
him.
know.
I
He's
think he's so
funny.
funny, but
He's
I
very
definitely,
funny.
he is really, the mom makes the whole show, I think.
I know. Julie, I
His
love
mom.
her. And their kids they're good kids.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
very
thought this was
beautiful and handsome.
a productive live. I think there's
Yes.
a lot of good
Thank you,
information
Life
in there.
Reminded,
Yes.
Smile
Yes.
Carla.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much for.
thank you
I
for
actually
coming.
learned a
You're
lot.
welcome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, me too. I had no idea about a lot of this stuff, which I appreciate you. Like, yeah, and if anybody learned anything, I know I did. I learned a lot.
Hmm.
So
And I've seen you
And
around for
if
quite a
you
few
don't want
years,
to
Life
listen to the whole
Reminded.
thing,
Huh?
yeah, I've been around since day one. I
Well, I'm
actually been
glad to
around since
finally
Jody
get to know
Harris.
you better.
I think
Yeah.
I saw you one
Oh,
time that you were
see,
in a chat and said, "I used to like Carla, but I don't think she likes me for some reason." I'm like, why? Why does she think that? No, I don't think.
It's
I I don't know. It's just so weird
oh,
in this.
because yeah, I
I
don't
don't know.
like to
I
fight
don't
with
know.
anybody. I really don't.
No, I don't think. I didn't think
But
I
in
ever
the
had
same
a
token,
problem
I'm
with
gonna stand up for what I believe in.
it. Right.
yeah.
Like I just don't like the way some creators treat people, and I'm always gonna speak out about that. And I know, listen, it may be none of my business, but and certain things that go on. I see people taking advantage, people for money, or people
Oh
driving on a
God.
live stream, and I have a hard
Mhm.
time with that. I don't even mind if you drive in live stream; that's not a big deal. But when you're actively paying attention to a chat and then
Uh-huh.
trying to listen to a GPS,
Uh-huh.
and
Right.
then you can't
Yeah.
spot a deer that's 600 feet.
Clearly.
I
I
Yes.
spotted
know.
that deer. Uh, uh, but minutes before she even was paying attention. Like, I know people hit deers every day, and it's gonna be,
Enjoy.
but come on, that deer was in the middle of the road, smack dab,
I
Oh,
and she was
yes.
not
I've
looking
had
at her
that
cat.
When did that happen? Who did
You
that?
made me so angry.
It's
MRB.
on my video.
Oh,
I have a video
really?
on
Driving
it.
Miss Daisy.
I'll
Well,
have to
it's
go to your channel.
yeah.
Can
Yeah,
you post your?
Yeah.
Are you a mod in here?
Yeah,
Are you
she
a
is.
Yes.
mod? Can you post your channel link?
I'll
I
yeah,
do
think
it for
I
her.
mhm,
think
I'll do it. I'll do it for her.
yeah, I think I did sub to you, but
yeah. There's two of them, Carla. There's
you
two of
have
them.
two
It's one's
channels.
driving Miss Daisy, and then the other
Oh,
one's
two
like
two videos.
MLB Blast a deal or what.
I think you were talking
Watch
about
both
that.
of them
You were talking about
because
the
you see
driving
how
Miss
she's not
Daisy
paying
one.
attention. Yeah, it tried me. Because you know why? I was hit by a 19-year-old girl that was texting. And nothing happened. I didn't get hurt. But my husband's uncle also was killed on the Gothels Bridge from a drunk driver. Like,
Oh my gosh.
we teaching our children, and she has little kids too. And no disrespect, because I can't ever imagine how she feels. From what I understand, the passing of her very own son was through an accident. So for her to be so careless and not think about things like this, like, what are you showing your children? They're in your car too. They are in the back seat while you're doing this,
Right.
and
Well,
you're not paying attention.
I watched it and um my husband and I used to be professional drivers. We've traveled all over the United States. I was always, I mean, and I'm in a big truck. I was always mindful to look ahead, and it was very obvious to me that she was
Me
not
too.
looking at the road because she did not react until she actually hit the deer. And what a person that's watching the road would do
Yeah,
be like, oh my gosh, there's a deer ahead, and you slow down, or there was nothing
like no
until
swerve.
she
She
actually hit it.
blasted it head on.
Yes, she did. It was
Wow,
really, it could have been prevented, or at
And you
least
know
she
what? The
could
way
have
they make
tried
these
to.
cars,
I've never seen
the
that
way
one.
they make these cars today, there's already so many blind spots and stuff. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You already have blind spots because of the way they make these windshields now. You know what I'm saying? So, not to mention she's got kids in the back. Not this time when she hit Thea, but prior to her driving. Now, picture your cell phone. I don't know about you. I wear glasses, and she seems to have a pretty thick set herself. That
Yeah.
she's looking at a phone in a moving vehicle reading a chat on a dark, windy road in the boondocks.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What's that one called? That one with the
Driving Miss Daisy.
Hey, there's two Driving Miss Daisies.
Yeah, watch both of them.
Oh, okay. I will. I'll do that as soon as we're done here. Because I want you to get the
I mean,
view.
yeah, I made my commentary on it and in a joking way because I was frustrated, but that's how I always act. When I get triggered or something bothers me, I have to resort to humor because I'll get myself in trouble if I don't, But in all actuality, it really, I put the video out there, to shed a little bit of humor on it, but in the same token, I wanted her to see it to be like, hey, maybe she still does it though.
Well, there's another
Like, it's one
creator
thing if
in
you're
this
gonna put your live
community
on
that,
and talk and pay attention to the road.
yeah,
Doesn't Laura?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was
Yeah,
just
Laura
gonna
does
say.
it all the time too.
Yeah, she does.
She
Look at the time
drives
she was driving back from that funeral. She had 2 drinks, 2
Oh, I
huge
remember
drinks,
that.
like
Mhm.
fishbowl
Yeah.
drinks.
Yeah.
Margaritas.
Okay, she had no lights on, no lights.
Yep.
She's live smoking a cigarette. That's another. I mean, everybody can smoke and drive,
Distraction,
but
yeah.
you're smoking a cigarette. You're on a live. You're looking at your phone. You're talking,
And
you
you're
don't, and you
buzzed.
have no headlights on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and you have teenagers. Like,
That's an
if you
accident
can't
looking for a place to
refrain.
happen. Sorry.
When my kid first started driving, I made them put their cell phone in the trunk,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, "Nothing. I don't care if Obama calls your cell phone. If I find out you answer it, I will take this car and drive it into the Atlantic Ocean. I'm not playing. These are the rules. You're going to listen." You know what I mean? And I see mothers, especially a mother who's lost a child, and I'm not downing her by no means, but we have to teach our children to do better. This is not the way, like, it's not just through education and things like this. You are operating, it could be a lethal weapon, for Christ's sake.
Yes, it sure can.
Yeah,
And
it's
not to
bad.
mention, I mean, I've seen many vehicles that have hit deers and the damage is amazing. I mean, she's lucky that they didn't get
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, Tamara.
absolutely. Like, and the best is, wait, after she hits the deer, the best part is, okay, now picture this. You're on a dark country road. There is no lights, none.
Mm-hmm.
The only lights visible is your headlights.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you hit the deer. It's only one lane, one lane, and then one lane opposite side. Okay, so there is no second lane. There is no, like, going around somebody.
Right.
And when she hits the deer, now Jimmy is watching her on YouTube, so he calls her. Okay, and she stops, Carla, right in the middle of the road.
I
Like,
know.
doesn't bother to
Wow.
pull over, doesn't, like, slow down. It comes to immediate stop and is in hysterics. Like, are you crazy? They can't
Uh-huh.
see your brake lights. You're stopped.
Mhm.
Like, anybody can come around that road and slam it. What the fuck? I just don't understand. I just don't understand.
Well, I noticed that
Like,
her
she needs to
reaction to
cut up
things.
that license and
I know. Well, her reaction to things is over the top.
everything's dramatic. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is so dramatic. But you know what? She doesn't look inside herself and see the things that she's doing wrong in anything. Another one with the ego. But she needs to take those license, get out the scissors and her decoupage shell, cut that license up, and decorate your little fucking seashell and send it to 2 scooters. Because you need to hang it up, girl.
Well,
Anyway, thank
um,
you for having me.
I'm
I'm sorry. I'm
sorry.
just passionate
Thank
about
you
things
for
like that.
No.
coming up. I appreciate that. Maybe we could do this again. I'd
Yeah, Life
really
Rewinded.
appreciate
Thank
having
you
you.
so much.
I'm
Sure.
so glad to get to know you, like, more
Yeah,
more than
same.
internet
Carla,
chat.
if anything, listen. I just encourage everybody to at least listen to the third part of that hearing, just to listen to what the judge says, and you're going to learn a lot about what you can and can't do, and just listen to
Yeah,
the third part, if anything.
I
But
Will
thank
absolutely
you for
do.
having me.
thank you so much for
I'm
coming. I
really glad we
appreciate
did
that
this.
so much.
Yeah.
I
And I'm
really
sorry,
do.
Chad. I can't see the chat. So everybody have a great day. All right, guys.
Sweet. Okay.
It's been
Thank you.
fun.
You have a great
Yeah.
day, hon.
See you guys later.
Okay. Bye, honey.
You too, sweetheart.
Really like her
I know. I know. See, if people would just give each other a chance,
and
you
get
know
to
what I
know
mean?
them. Yeah.
Yeah. That's another lesson I learned today.
Well, here's the thing. I thought she hated me. I didn't think she hated me. I didn't think she liked me very much. But
I've just never gotten
she
or
was,
taken the opportunity to get to know her better. I'm glad I did.
yeah, me too. It was wonderful. So,
Well, thank
anyways, I
you for
think
doing this, Carla.
yeah, I'm gonna close down. Are you gonna go live in the morning or?
Ba, ba, ba. Tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day. I have some friends coming up. Wait? E- Can I switch Friday with you, or can I
Yeah, yeah, that would be
Thursday?
great. I'll just go live in the
Switch
morning.
Friday. Okay, and
Switch
I'll do
Friday, and
Friday. Uh-huh.
I'll just go and do some fun stuff in the morning. So
Okay, I'll be around, but that way I can get some stuff done while I'm listening and interacting. Okay.
okay, you have a great day. Love
Bye.
you.
Bye, everyone. Love you too. Bye, everyone.
Love you guys for coming in. I appreciate so much. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye. I'm out.